Over the last few years, and especially between 2015 and 2017, I racked up a ton of views across a bunch of different channels as a motivational speaker. In total, it did over 30 million, and it even got me featured in magazines like Entrepreneur.com. However, during this time, I learned something extremely valuable about motivation. And it's something that most self-improvement gurus and speakers don't really talk about. Because during that process, I worked with hundreds and hundreds of clients, and I put in thousands and thousands of hours of coaching. I mean, a ridiculous amount. And I helped so many different people. And so many times somebody would come to me and say, well, Raphael, you're a great motivational speaker, and that's why I'm here. I want you to motivate me. You know, I want accountability. I want you to tell me what to do. I want you to kick me in the ass so that I do what I'm supposed to do and finally achieve and accomplish all of my goals, and then my life will be amazing. And I would say, in the beginning especially, okay, I'll help you with that. I can help with that. That's something that I can do. And, you know, I'd hold them accountable and try to make sure they did what they committed to, like go to the gym and reading books and meditating, right? But then a pattern started developing. All these clients that I was serving, so many of them were not being accountable. They would drop off. Maybe they would even quit coaching. Maybe they would give up. Maybe they just felt like, you know, even though they knew they should do it, and even though they had the accountability, it still just wasn't happening. And it was so frustrating for me because it was my passion. I really did want to help, but I wasn't getting the kind of result that I wanted to for them. And so this forced me into learning, discovering, training, you know, really developing myself so that I could figure out what was going on here. You know, something wasn't really clicking. And that's when I started realizing that the reason people don't do what they're supposed to do is not because of a lack of accountability. It's mostly because of a flawed belief system. There is a real internal issue. There's usually some emotional, physical blocks, like a knot in the stomach when you have to make a sales call, or that weird tingling sensation in your throat when you're trying to go approach somebody that you don't know for the first time, right? These are the things that keep us stuck, not the lack of accountability. Accountability won't fix you. Accountability is just accountability. It's not a magic pill. It won't make you go do everything you're supposed to do. Maybe you've had a coach before and you've experienced this. But what I realized was when I did deep transformational therapy, where I really sat someone down and I went deep into their unconscious mind and really worked on their inner beliefs, you know, their core issues, the root, not the symptom. You know, not doing the thing is just a symptom. Not being consistent is a symptom. The root cause is somewhere inside of you. And when you fix that, when I worked on that with people, amazing things started happening. Hence why I called it transformational therapy, because it would actually go really deep and solve the root cause problems, which would now make them perform. And all of a sudden, my clients were making millions, living the life of their dreams, you know, meeting the perfect partner. Their marriage started working out much better, a better relationship with their kids, and they were following their passion more, and they were working out more, and they were meditating consistently. And that's when it clicked for me. Work on you. Fix you. Don't try to go out there and achieve. If you're coming from a bad place, if you have real deep trauma or issues inside, or these knots and these weird feelings, you have to sit with them. Even taking 10 minutes a day to face up to this, to feel what you are feeling, will create more progress than going to the gym every day for a year would. Yes, you might look good physically, but inside you're still broken. Working on who you really are, diving deep into your trauma and exploring it, and finally unlocking those doors where you put everything away, you stuff down the bad emotions, and you try to just escape it and make yourself feel better, because that way at least you didn't have to face up to it, right? At least you could just feel good for now. Watch some Netflix or eat some shitty food because it'll cover up the feeling. But when you really feel that feeling, you make progress. You know, when I really went deep, when I really took the time, when I really cared, my clients transformed. And their results were amazing. And that's part of why I started doing less motivational speaking and more deep, intense self-improvement, more powerful transformation-like progress for people. That's what matters to me. I want to see someone go from where they are to where they want to be ultimately, right? That's my job. That's what I do. That's what I'm great at. And I wasn't always. You know, I used to try to make people go do the thing that they're supposed to do, instead of changing who they really were, instead of working on the inside, instead of releasing those blocks. You have to take responsibility for yourself and do that work, whether it's with somebody that's a professional or whether it's by yourself sitting there and feeling what you're feeling and really accepting it. Not trying to run away, not trying to escape, not trying to pretend like everything is okay. Really face up to it. This is what you were never taught about motivation. This is why it's not working. But if you fix this, I promise you, it's hard. It's a lot of work. It's uncomfortable. The first time you're gonna say, what am I even doing? You know, this just feels horrible. I'd rather just go do something else. And we're addicted to escaping it. But when you spend 30 minutes or so, you'll start to feel it. Meditate on it. Really dive deep. Feel the real core root reason behind why you don't want to do what you want to do. And when you really resolve that and you spend time with it and you let it really come to pass, because it really just wants to be seen and expressed. When you let that happen, you start to release it. You start to feel better. You make progress. Maybe you cry. You let it go. You let it out. And now you don't have to push yourself to go do the thing that you need to do. It will feel more natural. It will feel a lot more effortless.